In these baseline rallies, I want you to work inside out, meaning that like your first couple of shots, even if you go cross court, you're using the inner part of that cross court so that it's all high percentage, right?
Yeah.
As the point goes on and the ball maybe gets a little bit shorter, that's when we can start to work on the outside parts of the court, okay? So it's a little bit different when it's a baseline rally, when you're comboing and stuff like that, because you don't get to pass somebody, right? They have the full amount of time to let that ball go from your paddle all the way back to them at the baseline, just a little bit more time for them to react, right? But I'm trying to think about how can I hit these baseline rallies to eventually lead to a short ball, and then I approach and follow in, which will lead us kind of into the next thing that we're talking about, which is when to approach. So a lot of times I'm just trying to move the person side to side unless they show me that they have a particularly weaker wing, right? So a lot of people either have a stronger forehand most of the time, maybe their backhand would be the better side. Either way, that wing might be the one that I would want to attack more. So we're going to imagine that my weaker wing is the backhand wing, and what I want our combo, and it'll turn more into a 3-shot combo now, will be for you to go 2 cross and then 1 line. Okay, yeah. To open up the court. You're going 2 backhands cross to my backhand, trying to get me outstretched. The first one will be a little bit more neutral. The second one, hopefully, is a shorter ball that you can push me off the court a little bit more. And then the last one that you get, you're taking it into the open space. A lot of times we would love for that third ball to be a short ball and to be an approach shot. But even if it's not, I want you to take it away from me and see if you get an even shorter ball.
So I want to pause the video real quick because there's a few very important details that I wanted to try and explain a little bit more that are perhaps less obvious. So first of all, why 3 shots? I've actually been asking myself that question. The way I look at it is that the first shot of the combo could be as early as after your serve and return. So if you're serving, that first shot could be your 3rd shot. And if you're returning, that first shot could be your 4th shot. So when you're hitting that first shot of the combo, a lot of the time you could be on the run. Your body may not be in the best position or most balanced position to hit a shot, in which case you don't want to hit the ball too wide of an angle because you have less margin to work with. Especially if you're unbalanced, it just makes that shot a lot more difficult. So you want to give yourself more margin for that first shot by hitting the ball a little bit more neutral. You have more space to work with, and therefore you are less likely to make an error and give away the point very early on in the rally. So the idea of that first shot is you want to hit it deep if you can. You hit it to the person's weak wing, and you use that first shot to set up a better opportunity so that on your next shot you can follow up and hit a higher quality, a wider shot that pulls your opponent off the court. And then on your 3rd shot, that's when you put the ball down the line into the opening of the court, and hopefully from there you're in a position to close out that rally. This Ghost Sport Axiom backpack holds not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 paddles. On top of that, you can also throw your stinky shoes and wet clothes in its waterproof side pocket. It comes with a crush-resistant top pocket with plenty of storage space in the main compartment of the bag. It also comes with 2 side pockets that can hold up to a 40-ounce water bottle or 5 pickleballs, and all of those features packed into a lightweight backpack that's the size of a normal day bag, making this one of the most versatile bags I've ever used. Use my link down below in the description of this video to get yourself 10% discount. Thank you.
There you go. Oh, well, you went the first one as a winner. Never mind. I want that first one, though, to be a little bit safer and travel more towards like the middle of this half. And then the second one, if it's shorter, then you can take the exact same angle that you just did. That was a great shot, though. And the second shot, it doesn't need to be this perfect angle this way. It just needs to be a little bit wider than the first one. So if the first ball lands here, that's fine. The second one can land here. Okay, it doesn't have to be an outright winner or anything. Better. Nice. Next one line. Good. Good job. Great job, Chow. Good. Good depth. Shorter ball. Good. Let's do 2 more good ones like that. Even wider. Good. Yeah, that's a good one to come through on. But hey, when you get up to the net, like I'm all the way over there. This doesn't have to be a perfect ball. The only thing you need to do is make sure that your hands are out in front and then you have like a good follow through to wherever your target is, okay? Whether it's 2 hands or 1, we just make sure that it's out in front and it's a controlled swing to the target.
Yeah.
Good. All the way across. Good. Wait for it. Now we go. Nice. That's better. That's better. That's good. Let's do one more like that. Nice deep approach. Good. Good. Nice, Chow. Perfect. Awesome. To the next part where we're talking about when to come up to the net, right? A lot of times it's when if we're in a baseline rally, exactly what we were kind of just doing, where you earn a shorter ball, right? So now we'll open up it into a live ball situation where we can go anywhere. And I want you to only approach once you feel like you've really gotten a shorter ball, or you can come all the way to the net if you see me completely stretched out on one side or the other, okay? That's gonna be the first time to approach.
Yeah.
Good approach though. Why'd you come forward? What was the main reason you came forward?
Because I saw you over there, and then I tried to hit it over there, so then I would have more time to come up.
What was so good about getting me over there?
So then I have more space over here to hit it.
Okay, so you had a lot of space on the next ball. How would you define me? Was I on balance, off balance? Was I stretched out?
You were balanced.
I was balanced, okay. But you did get me wide,
Yeah.
and so I think that's not a bad time. But I think you would maybe be better off waiting for that next ball to be short,
Yeah.
and then go from there, okay? Now, if somebody has proven that even when they're on balance and they're on the move, they're probably gonna give you something to come forward on, that's fine. But what about there's so many times where somebody is kind of on the run, but they can still get balanced and hit their two-hander versus like all the way stretched, right? So be thinking about that when you choose to approach. I don't mind it. Like you said, I was moving out there. Your next ball, you're gonna have a lot of space to hit into the open court. But the one thing that I would say is like, I did get on balance. I was able to hit an okay shot. You still hit a good ball afterwards though, okay?
Yeah.
Just so we're thinking about all this. Good. Good. Okay, why'd we come forward on that one?
Because it was a short ball.
Just short. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I had you all the way there and I approached. Why wasn't it a good approach for me?
Okay, let's watch the shot again and see if you can figure out why Michael's approach wasn't the best decision.
Because you moved up over there and I had space to hit it over there.
So you had space, right?
Yeah.
And even though you were wide, you were on balance, right? So all of these things are reasons why I shouldn't have approached. I want you to make sure you're looking at both sides of it.
So even though Michael was able to force my son to be on the run while hitting this ball, but my son's body was actually very well balanced when hitting the ball. So he was able to hit this difficult shot by hitting the ball cross court to where the opening was and forcing Michael to take a tough volley.
Nice. Hands out in front. All right. So Chow, on that ball, we can't get back here. Okay. I want you to like look forward at me right now. Get your feet straight. Look forward. Take your paddle back. And with keeping your head straight, look at me. Tell me when you start to lose the paddle. Tell me when you can't see it anymore.
Now.
Now? Okay. So it can never get behind that point. You should always be able to see it in your peripheral without looking to the side and know where the paddle is, okay? There, it got back there. There's no way you could have seen it. Always keep it in front, especially in singles, when things are coming really fast like this, and all we need to do is get it into the open court on the next volley. We want to make sure we're staying super compact.
Yeah.
Quick pause in the lesson and thank you, Michael, for coming out here and helping my son with his singles game. Michael turned pro in 2023 with 2 PPA singles titles under his belt. He's now ranked number 10 in the entire world. He also has a YouTube channel where he shares his drill routines, insights on the game from a pro's perspective. So definitely go check out his YouTube channel, and I'll drop the link to his channel down in the description below. Follow Michael on Instagram, Michael Loyd PB.
Yep, love it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael.
Good. Better volley, yep. In these baseline rallies, I want you to work inside out, meaning that like your first couple of shots, even if you go cross court, you're using the inner part of that cross court so that it's all high percentage, right?
Yeah.
As the point goes on and the ball maybe gets a little bit shorter, that's when we can start to work on the outside parts of the court, okay? Good. Nice. Yep. Good. Way to come forward when I was stretched out wide like that. Nice. Good. Way to come forward. Okay, the only thing I want you doing now that's different is whenever you have me on the stretch like that, on our first volley, we're not so worried about getting all the way up to the kitchen line.
Yeah.
Instead, we're worried about closing space and then getting to a spot where we can cover all the angles, right? So if you hit all the way wide here, what I want you to think about is instead trying to close what you think the most likely, what's the ball that I could pass you on the quickest?
That one.
Okay, so we're gonna lean a little bit towards the line, but instead of coming all the way up to the line like this, what I can do is I can stop right here. So I'm leaning to the line, I can stop right here, but then from this spot, what can I do that I can't do here?
You can get a ball right here.
Well, yes, because I can cut off angles. Right? Because I can step forward at an angle.
Yeah.
When I get here, all I can do is move laterally. When I'm here in this spot, I still have time to split step, move to the side, but I can also cut off angles that way, or I can cut off angles this way, okay?
Yeah.
So I want you from now on, when you have me stretched out, or when you're approaching without like an approach shot itself, like you're moving forward, let's say it's on this, or later on we'll talk about you moving forward on a return. I want you to always think about getting up here somewhere kind of around this spot, split stepping, and then your next step will be what gets you to the kitchen line.
Yeah.
Okay? Here we go. Let's do it again. Here we go. Good. Gave yourself space to close. Okay, so what are the main 2 things that we've talked about and when you're going to come forward to the net?
Like when there's a short ball.
A short ball, and then what's the other one?
Another one is when they're off balance.
Yeah, when they're off balance, stretched out, you can kind of come forward. We're almost sort of skipping the approach shot when that happens, right?
Yeah.
The short ball is the ball that you do approach on. The one that you get them stretched out on, that's when you're kind of like sneaking in, moving forward, and trying to hit that next shot as a volley, okay?
If you're still with me at this point, I want to just thank you again for your undivided attention. On this channel, I do my best to share my learnings, mistakes, and analysis with average people like you and I. I try to share these things in a way that's digestible for average players like us. The mistakes that you see me making are likely the mistakes that's also holding you back from getting better. The analysis that I do to help my own games are likely the things that's also going to help you grow in the same way. If you enjoy my content, do me a small favor by hitting that subscribe button, like and share this video with others like us,